After 60, there's a fear that many people never say out loud. It's not wrinkles, it's not gray hair, it's the feeling that your body is slowing down little by little, and not knowing how to stop it. You start forgetting small things. You wake up tired, even after a full night of sleep. You're not eating much, yet your stomach feels heavier than it used to, your joints feel stiffer, your mind feels slower. And the scariest part is that all of it happens so quietly that many people simply tell themselves, maybe it's just old age. But this is what more and more aging experts are warning about. Many of these changes are not happening because of age alone. They're connected to silent inflammation and oxidative stress building up inside the body over many years. And when that process continues for too long, it can affect nearly everything older adults worry about most. Energy levels, blood sugar, memory, heart health, digestion, and even the ability to stay independent later in life. What's surprising is that one of the most studied foods for this process isn't something expensive. It's cloves, a tiny spice that many people only use a few times a year before forgetting about it in the corner of the kitchen. In today's video, I'm going to explain what actually happens inside the body after 60 when you start taking 2 cloves every day, including the 5 most important benefits that most people have never had properly explained to them. And the final benefit may be the most important one for adults over 60. After 60, many people feel like their body is changing very quickly. But the truth is, most of those changes don't happen overnight. They build up quietly over many years, almost without us noticing. The body starts recovering more slowly from even small things. A sugary meal leaves you feeling drained all afternoon. One bad night of sleep can make your mind feel foggy the entire next day. Your joints feel stiffer in the morning. Belly fat becomes easier to gain even though you're eating less than before. Many people assume it's simply part of aging. But behind those signs is often a long-lasting, low-level inflammation inside the body. This isn't the kind of inflammation that causes a fever or sharp pain. It's more like a small fire quietly burning in the background of the body for years, and over time, that constant state slowly drains energy, increases oxidative stress on cells, and accelerates the aging process more than most people realize. That's also why more attention is being given to foods that may help reduce inflammatory stress from within, and cloves are one of the most interesting ones. Inside those tiny clove buds is eugenol, a powerful compound known for its strong antioxidant properties. Put simply, it may help the body better handle the silent wear and tear that happens every day as we get older. What's important to understand is that this kind of support usually doesn't happen in a dramatic or instant way. Instead, it works slowly but consistently, and for the body after 60, that's often what matters most. After using cloves regularly for some time, many people begin noticing subtle changes. Their body feels less heavy in the morning. They don't feel as sluggish after meals. Their energy feels more stable throughout the day. Small changes, yes, but often the exact kind that can make a big difference in daily quality of life as we age. One of the first places many people begin noticing changes after 60 is in their blood sugar and daily energy levels. And what makes it difficult to recognize is that the process usually happens very slowly. At first, it's just feeling sleepy after meals. Then, the cravings for sweets become more frequent. You start feeling hungry again faster in the evening. Belly fat begins to build up even though your eating habits haven't changed much. And over time, many people start feeling low on energy almost all the time, even when they've had enough sleep. That's often a sign the body is no longer handling sugar as efficiently as it used to. After 60, insulin sensitivity tends to decline gradually. This makes it harder for glucose to enter the cells and be used for energy, causing sugar to stay in the bloodstream longer. And when that happens day after day for years, it doesn't just affect weight. It also places more stress on blood vessels, the brain, and the entire aging process inside the body. That's one reason cloves have gained attention in research related to metabolism. Some compounds found in cloves, especially eugenol, are believed to help the body use glucose more efficiently and support a healthier insulin response, Put simply, the body may manage incoming energy more smoothly instead of constantly spiking and crashing. And sometimes those differences show up in very ordinary ways. Many people notice they no longer experience that heavy afternoon energy crash. After meals, their mind feels clearer instead of wanting to lie down and rest. That sluggish feeling throughout the day also starts fading little by little. What matters is that cloves don't work like an instant fix. They work more like gentle support that helps the body gradually rebalance itself from within. And with aging, slow but steady changes are often the ones that make the biggest difference over time. And when silent inflammation continues long enough, one of the places people often feel it most is in their joints and muscles. It's a very hard feeling to describe, not exactly sharp pain, but the body constantly feels heavier than before. It takes a few minutes in the morning before you can move comfortably after getting out of bed. A little bit of activity leaves you tired, and if you overdo it even slightly one day, your body may take much longer to recover the next. Many people assume that's just part of getting older and something they have to accept. But in reality, long-term low-grade inflammation can keep the muscles and joints in a constant state of mild irritation. Over time, this can make the body feel stiffer, slower to recover, and more easily fatigued. This is where cloves begin to stand out in another interesting way. The compound eugenol in cloves isn't only known for its antioxidant effects, it's also recognized for helping calm certain inflammatory signals inside the body. Put simply, it may help reduce some of the background stress that joints and muscle tissue deal with every single day. And this becomes especially important after 60 because at this stage, the body simply doesn't bounce back the way it used to. One good night of sleep is no longer enough to fully restore your energy. And if silent inflammation continues building over time, that heavy, sluggish feeling often becomes more noticeable year after year. After using cloves consistently for a few weeks, some people describe the change in very simple ways. My body feels a little lighter. It's easier to move in the morning. I don't feel sluggish all day anymore. They may sound like small improvements, but for many older adults, simply feeling less heavy and stiff every morning can make a huge difference in daily quality of life. Interestingly, many people only start paying attention to their health when joint pain or fatigue appears. But there's another system that often begins declining even earlier and much more quietly: the digestive system. After 60, the body no longer processes food the way it used to. The stomach produces fewer digestive enzymes. Digestion slows down. The gut microbiome also changes over time due to aging, medications, and years of eating habits. And that's why many people begin noticing familiar symptoms, eating small meals but still feeling bloated, more discomfort after dinner, increased gas, or a heavy feeling in the stomach that lingers for hours after eating. What many people don't realize is that digestion affects far more than just the stomach. When digestion slows down, nutrient absorption becomes less efficient too. Energy levels drop. Sluggishness increases. Some people even notice changes in mood and sleep without realizing the root of the problem may actually begin in the gut. That's also one reason cloves have been used in traditional wellness practices for centuries to support digestion after meals. Natural compounds found in cloves may help stimulate digestive enzymes more effectively, while also helping the gut feel more comfortable after eating. In addition, the natural antimicrobial properties of cloves have drawn attention to their potential role in supporting a healthier gut environment. And sometimes the difference comes from very small changes. After using cloves consistently for some time, many people notice their stomach no longer feels as uncomfortable after dinner. Bloating gradually decreases. Their body also feels less heavy after meals. And that becomes especially important with age. Because when digestion works better, the entire body often begins to feel lighter and function more smoothly as well. The thing is, after 60, it's not just the joints or digestive system that begin to slow down. There's another organ working quietly every single day that very few people truly think about. The liver. The liver is the body's filter. Every day, it has to process medications, sugar, alcohol, processed foods, and countless substances the body needs to eliminate. But what makes it difficult to notice is that the liver rarely sends clear warning signs in the early stages of overload. That's why many people still feel fine until blood tests show elevated liver enzymes, fatty liver changes, or the body begins showing long-term signs like constant fatigue, feeling heavy after meals, dull-looking skin, or low energy even after getting enough rest. Over the years, the liver not only has to work harder, but its ability to recover also slows down. And for older adults taking multiple medications every day, that burden can become even greater. This is where cloves start becoming interesting in another way. Eugenol in cloves is known for its antioxidant-supporting properties, helping cells reduce some of the damage caused by oxidative stress building up over time. Put simply, it may help the body clear away some of the pressure the liver deals with every day, instead of allowing that silent wear and tear to continue nonstop. That doesn't mean cloves are a miracle solution for the liver. They can't replace healthy eating or a balanced lifestyle. But many people overlook something very important. The liver responds better to small, consistent support than to extreme short-term changes. And sometimes those small daily habits are exactly what create noticeable differences months or even years later. But what surprises many people even more is this. The benefit of cloves getting the most attention lately may not be related to the liver or digestion at all, but to the aging brain itself. The truth is, what many people fear most about aging isn't gray hair or aching joints. It's the moment they begin forgetting things that once felt so familiar. Forgetting the name of an old friend. Standing in the kitchen for a few seconds and forgetting what you were about to grab. Finishing a paragraph and realizing your mind isn't as focused as it used to be. And perhaps the scariest part of all is the feeling that your brain is slowing down little by little. This becomes more common after 60 because the brain is also affected by long-term inflammation and oxidative stress inside the body. Over time, nerve cells become more vulnerable to damage. Blood circulation becomes less efficient. The signals between brain cells no longer work as smoothly as before. That's why cognitive decline rarely appears all at once. It usually begins quietly through small changes that are easy to overlook. And this is also where cloves have started attracting a great deal of attention. Some studies suggest that eugenol may be able to cross the blood-brain barrier, something not every natural compound can do. Because of this, scientists have become especially interested in its potential role in helping reduce oxidative stress and inflammation associated with the aging brain. Of course, one thing needs to be made very clear. Cloves are not an Alzheimer's cure. No food can honestly promise that. But what makes cloves interesting is the direction of their potential effects. Because most memory decline doesn't happen because of age alone. It's also connected to long-term inflammation, unstable blood sugar, poor sleep, and years of oxidative stress building up inside the brain. That's also why many people notice that when the body feels healthier overall, their mind often feels clearer as well. And for many older adults, staying mentally sharp, being able to remember, and maintaining a sense of independence in daily life is truly one of the most valuable things of all. But there's something very important that many people don't realize when they first start using cloves. They expect results too quickly and give up before the body has time to truly respond. This is one of the most common mistakes. Some people use cloves for a few days, don't notice an obvious difference, and immediately assume they don't work. But most of the benefits of cloves are connected to helping the body gradually reduce silent internal stress over time. And things like chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, and slower metabolism didn't appear overnight in the first place. After 60, the body responds especially well to consistency. More is not always better. In fact, another common mistake is using too much in hopes of getting faster results. Some people add excessive amounts of clove powder to tea or take it multiple times throughout the day, which can irritate the stomach, cause a burning sensation, or even backfire. Cloves are a highly active spice. A small amount used consistently is far more important than overdoing it. Another issue is taking cloves on a completely empty stomach and then feeling discomfort afterward. For older adults, a gentler approach is usually to take them after breakfast or mix them with warm water, cinnamon, or ginger so the body can tolerate them more comfortably. And there's something else worth remembering. The body doesn't change because of one day of trying hard. It changes because of what you repeat consistently over time. It's the same with joint health, sleep, or memory. No one sees major changes overnight, but after a few weeks or months, small improvements begin adding up. And that's often how simple habits end up making a surprisingly big difference as we get older. So, what's the best and most comfortable way to use cloves after 60? The first thing to remember is that you don't need a large amount. With cloves, small but consistent is often far more effective than using too much over a short period of time. One of the simplest methods is taking 2 cloves a day after breakfast. You can chew them directly if you're comfortable with the flavor. But for many older adults, an easier option is to steep them in warm water. Just place 2 cloves into a cup of hot water and let them sit for a few minutes. Many people like adding a slice of ginger or a little cinnamon to make the flavor smoother and create a warming effect, especially in the morning. Ground cloves can also be added to oatmeal, tea, or smoothies, but only a small amount is needed because the flavor and active compounds are quite strong. Using more won't make the benefits happen faster. In fact, it may irritate the stomach instead. Timing matters too. Most older adults find cloves easier on the body when taken after meals rather than on an empty stomach. This can help reduce feelings of warmth, irritation, or stomach discomfort, especially for people with sensitive digestion. And even though cloves are a natural spice, there are still situations where caution is important. If you're taking blood thinners or have certain liver or stomach conditions, it's best to speak with your doctor before using cloves regularly. Most importantly, think of cloves as a small daily habit that supports the body over time, not as an instant remedy. Because with aging, it's often the small things done consistently long enough that create the most noticeable changes. At this point, the most important thing I hope you realize is this. The body after 60 still has far more ability to change than most people think. Many people believe that fatigue, bloating, aches, or mental fog are simply things they have to accept with age. But in many cases, those are also signs that the body has been under silent stress for far too long without the right support. And sometimes, the things that create the biggest difference are not extreme solutions or expensive products. They're the small habits repeated consistently every day. 2 cloves a day will not transform you overnight, but helping the body reduce inflammation, stabilize energy, support smoother digestion, and lower oxidative stress over time. Those are the quiet changes that often shape quality of life as we grow older. Especially after 60, the most valuable thing is not just living longer. It's having enough energy to enjoy life, enough mental clarity to remember the people you love, and enough strength to still feel in control of your daily life. So here's what I'd like you to try. For the next 14 days, take 2 cloves every day in whatever simple way feels easiest for you. Maybe as a warm tea in the morning, maybe after breakfast. And during that time, pay attention to how your body feels. Does your energy feel more stable? Does your stomach feel lighter? Do your mornings feel easier? Does your mind feel clearer? Sometimes the smallest changes are the first signs that the body is slowly beginning to recover in quiet ways. And if you decide to start today, leave a comment saying Day 1 below. I'd genuinely love to know how many people are going to try this small habit together. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Because in the next videos, we'll continue exploring simple foods and daily habits that many older adults overlook, even though they may make a much bigger difference for long-term health than most people realize.